Hello, and welcome to my presentation from the FME World Fair 2021. Today, I'm going to talk to you how the University of Turin uses FME to validate and integrate real estate data. Let me to introduce myself. I'm Andrea from Genesis GI. My company is located in Italy. I'm a project manager and FME server technology expert. As a technology enthusiast, FME is the fun side of my work because it allows me to interact with a lot of interesting things such as cloud, API, container, IoT, and so on. What I'm going to cover today, a short introduction about the University of Turin and OpenCP real estate management system. You may ask, what is OpenCP? Don't worry, I'm here to answer this question. And then I'm talk about what were our objectives and challenges and how FME helped us to solve this problem and achieve our goals. And at the end, I'd like to leave you with my conclusion. And of course, I'm here to answer to your questions. The University of Turin is one of the most ancient and prestigious Italian universities, and one of the largest, with more than 100 buildings in Turin and in other key places in Piedmont. OpenCP is the real estate management system developed by Genesis GI for the University of Turin. The scope of this project is to help the back office to share, to maintain, update, and to share the floor plans and related data across multiple departments and different users. As I said at the beginning, FME is the fun side of my work, so I can say FME is like my guitar, it's fun to play it. Let me to describe the objectives of this project. We have to validate, transform, and load data into OpenCP. We have to enrich data to make it more useful. We have to write out different output in different format. All these things using easy procedures to help the back office to focusing on his core business. And the solution is to take a huge number of floor plans. I'm speaking about DWG files that are not so easy to share to different type of users. Let FME does their work, and here it is. We have smart floor plans on the web. The solution is one workspace hosted on FME cloud and called by OpenCP via an HTTP calls, as we can see in the following slides. Why FME? We have chosen FME because we need a tool that helps us to maintain, update over the year and according to the customer needs our procedure. And we want to do that with less effort as possible. We need a tool that helps us to simplify the data validation process. And we don't want to care about the DWG version used by the users. A tool that uses REST API for integration. This is my preferred one because this is a very useful and easy way to interact with FME server via HTTP protocols, and a tool that is easy to deploy like FME Cloud. Let's move on the OpenCP application tier. As you can see, we have different layers: database layer, application layer, and presentation layer with different components. We have the database, the application server, map server, and browsers. And as you can see inside the green circle, we have FME server as integration layer. Users design and update the floor plans with AutoCAD, and then upload through OpenCP the DWG file into FME server. Here is where OpenCP makes the HTTP calls to FME server and wait until the job is done. When the job is completed, FME server sends back to OpenCP a JSON notification. This process is completely transparent for the user. They have only to upload their DWG file and then, in less than a minute, can browse their floor plans on a web browser. Let me to describe the main FME workspace step by showing to you this schema. And in the next slide, I'll describe better some of these steps. But for now, start from the job submission from OpenCP, and the first step of the FME workspace is to take the file from S3 and start with the string and topology validation. If some errors are found by the procedures, one DWG file and one CSV files are sent back to the users for fix the errors and for send again the files for the validation. If no error are found, the procedures go ahead, and the next step is to check if the data are already in the database or if the data are new. In that case, the procedures go ahead and write some output. If the data are already present in the database, the next step is change detection to detect change between new and existing features. At the end of the procedures, all output are write out and uploaded on S3, and a JSON notification is sent back to OpenCP. I'd like to explain better some workspace key points. Each room has a code. Each room is identified by a code, and we check that this code follows the naming rules with string searcher and string length calculator transformers. Then, as we know, these codes are a point geometry type, and with a point on area over layer transformers, we check that these points are not duplicated, are not outside the room area, and there is only one code inside each room. Another key point is the topology validation on area with area on area over layer and clipper transformers. We have to check if room area are not overlapped with other room area, or if room area fall outside the perimeter of the floor plans. And then we, as I said before, we detect if there are changes between new and existing feature. And to do that, we use change detector transformers. The FME workspace write out different output in different formats. For instance, we have WKT to import geometry in PostGIS. We have DGN files from map server, and DWG and CSV files for the user validation. As I said before in the schema, we send back to the users these files to check the potential errors. And we have, of course, updated DWG files, and at the end, the PDF files for the users. So the users can download, print, and share these PDF files. In conclusion, let me to sum up my main points. Deliver real estate floor plans and related data across multiple departments and different type of user is a day-to-day activity at the University of Turin, and FME is one of the most important players in this process. The FME success key are low maintenance and easy to upgrade workflow and easy to deploy and integrate tools. Now, I'm happy to answer to any questions you might have in the following Q&A session. And thank you so much for your time and feel free to contact me. Bye.